Hi guys, welcome back to LPB Racing for the BTCC support race series on Project Cars 2. This is round 1, race 2 in the Formula Fords at Brands Hatch Indy. Let's take you through the grid. So it is Johnny McMullen there in the blue car. He is on pole position. Let's get the camera sorted. There we are. Johnny McMullen on pole position. Then we have Video alongside him. Then you've got George in the red car, 3rd. Keith, 4th. Blakeney, 5th. Adams is in 6th. Bradders, 7th. 8th, Stevie. And then we've got Gummy Bear alongside him, his teammate. And then we've got Bidzster, NRP, Will, and then Neil is last 13th on the grid. So let's go for the race start then as we look to the start. Johnny's on pole and off we go. Good start by Johnny as well. Gets going. Remember that Johnny drives these cars in real life, or he did do. Into the first corner. Video into the corner. Good. Everyone else got to be careful through the mid-pack, not get too much side-by-side action, because these cars, if you catch the wheels, you will flip. There's Blakeney and Blakeney and someone else almost find out. I think that's Will. Blakeney and Will almost find out there. And down the hill we go. It's Bradders that was the one in that. So Stevie, he goes wide as well. Will and Bidzster at the back in the orange cars. So we've got a few different colours in this. So Johnny McMullen leads from Video, George, Keith, Stevie, Bradders, Adams, Gummy Bear, and look, Bidzster near the back as well. And the camera, come on cameras. There we are. Bidzster's near the back as well. He's got his teammate behind him. So across the line, we've got Johnny McMullen in the lead. Video 2nd. And we've got a little bit of a battle on here between Keith and Stevie. Stevie going for the inside into Paddock Hill Bend. The cameras can't keep up with the action as Keith keeps ahead. And further on we've got Adams defending hard from Gummy Bear, but Gummy Bear gets up the inside. Gummy Bear goes up the inside of Adams. Bidzster to the outside. Contact between Adams and Gummy Bear. Wheel-to-wheel contact there, but we just about get away with a big incident. Bidzster around the outside of Blake. Good action here. Oh, Keith's lost it. He's off. Bang into the wall. So Keith into... Oh, and we've got Bradders and Gummy Bear hitting each other off, and then to the other side. Madness here at Brands Hatch. Bidzster makes up places. Neil's at the back. Oh, wow. A topsy-turvy start to this race, and we've only done the first couple of laps. Amazing stuff. Bidzster's up to 7th place now behind Blake. So I should have said at the start, remember all the races this season are random grids. So Bidzster then goes up the inside towards the first corner, up the inside of Adams. Bidzster and Adams side by side. Bidzster gets through. Adams tries to give him the squeeze but can't do it. Blakeney in the background getting passed by Bradders around the outside as well, but no, can't do it. Will to the outside of Bradders and contact into the wall. Bradders sends Will into the wall and Adams is off on the inside. Oh, it's chaos. And just about rejoined safely. Will gets through. Bradders gets through. And into the corner we go, and Bradders goes wide. Will gets tangled up, and now big crash. Will's off, he's in the air, and I think that was just a big Constantina effect. Wow, what drama here at Brands Hatch. We'll get some replays of all that action in the first 3 laps for you now. Okay, here's on board with Gummy Bear on lap 2 to watch the action. So into the first corner. See Johnny out of the head, makes a little mistake. We go towards the inside now. We're on the inside, we're not quite alongside. We're at the breaking point we are, now we're alongside into the corner. Johnny Adams just doesn't see him, tiny bit of contact there, but that's all good, we can get away with that. Down the hill then, we're right behind Bradders now. Into the corner. Bradders runs a little bit wide, we go to the inside, Keith's gone off, and Bradders comes over to the left and hits us, and Gummy Bear loses control and hits Bradders back, so obviously Gummy Bear couldn't help hitting him there, but Bradders, why he came across and started that contact, I don't know. And here's the replay on board with Will for what happened between him and Bradders on lap 3. So into the first corner, Blake loses it ahead slightly. Bradders is there, and then we're on the outside now. And then Bradders just blatantly comes across, bang, hits us into the wall, and then we continue. And then you see Johnny Adam goes off there, and we go down the hill, and it all gets a bit chaotic down here as well. Down the hill, we get past Johnny Adam, but that was a bit off. That wasn't on by Bradders there, really. Oh, Will then hits Bradders there, and then that's how the contact all started there for the second bit, because it was all a big Constantina effect. So as we come back from that, everyone decided to make up their mind of what they're doing, so they let Will go through and then they decide to sort themselves out. But meanwhile, Johnny McMullen ahead with a 1 second lead. These are the cars that he was 3 times champion in Britain. British Formula Ford 1600 champion 3 times, so He knows these cars very well, even on sim racing he knows them very well. Video in second, George in third, Stevie's fourth, and then we've got Gummy Bear with Bidzster behind him, so Bidzster closing up in 6th place here. So Bidzster really on the move here as well. And we've got Blakeney back here with Bradders behind him. Then we've got the 2 green cars of Neil and Keith. Not really liking these cars as much as the others. And then we've got Will, Johnny and NRP. Will, Adams and NRP at the back of the grid. So back to the Bidzster and Gummy Bear fight. Bidzster's on the inside, must have got a good run through clearways because he's got past on the straight. So got past on Slingshot alone, and straight into 5th place goes Bidzster. Next target, if you can catch him, is Stevie. So we'll have to keep an eye on this progress here. A little bit further back, we've got Neil Farmack makes a mistake in the background. Neil Farmack's going across, and the 2 teammates hit each other. Neil Farmack spins on his own, and Keith has nowhere to go. So the 2 teammates sticking to each other like glue, literally, because they just hit each other. So unlucky for them, as Adams and NRP side by side at the back, battling for 12th position and 13th, which are the last 2 positions on the grid. NRP gets ahead of Adams, who loses the back of the car. Not enjoying these cars is Adams, and NRP goes through. Stevie then in 4th place. A little bit of a train happening here. We've got George being caught by Stevie and Bidzster catching both of them, and Gummy's staying with Bidzster after Bidzster passing him. So looks like we could have a possible 4-way scrap within the next couple of laps develop, as Stevie closes right up to the back of George. So Stevie really, really good in this car. Looks like he's got some good pace. Confident anyway. Confidence is the word. We go through Graham Hill Bend. Good line through there. Bidzster sliding the back of the car out. Then we've got Gummy Bear. Then we've got Blakeney and Bradders back here. Just a bit wide there for Bradders, but all good. Keith and Will close to each other now. So Will gaining a few places back after going end over end and topsy-turvy and making himself sick. So Will goes on in 11th though. Keith, that could be a slowdown penalty for Keith there, going really wide off the track, but we'll see. As back up towards the front, I was right. These lot have really closed up. George has got a queue behind him now, and that queue involves Stevie, Bidzster and Gummy Bear. Stevie goes to the inside, has a look at the inside, no way through yet. Can't just force your way through in these cars, Stevie. You've got to really be patient with it. As we go into towards Graham Hill Bend, George goes up on the curb. He's going to lose speed out the corner for that. Bidzster closes right behind Stevie as well. Bidzster right behind Stevie here. Let's go for an on-board view from Stevie's car. Into the corner we go. There's George, and we've got Bidzster behind us somewhere. There's Bidzster. Let's go on board on the T-cam. Bidzster right behind him now, going towards the inside. There's Stevie on his outside. We're alongside him now. We've got George in front. Let's get back to the outside camera and have a look at this action towards Paddock Hill Bend. Bidzster on the inside of Stevie. Stevie trying to go around the outside. Gummy Bear just keeping it wide. Oh, and Bidzster almost loses it and hits Stevie. Oh, wow, just the rear end getting away from him there. Stevie dives at the inside of George. No way through there either. Really good racing here in these Formula Fords. Really good all mechanical grip. There's no aero to these cars because there's not really any aero to them at all. They're just they're a bit pointy, so they've got less drag, but that's it. They're just really, really good cars to race, and no downforce. All mechanical grip. So mechanical grip is when it's all to do with how the car connects to the road naturally, not without any help of aerodynamics. So it's just how the car naturally attaches itself to the ground with good old-fashioned gravity and suspension and all that kind of stuff, and the tyres. So it's all down to mechanical grip. Stevie goes to the inside to defend. Bidzster goes to the outside, but George a bit slow into the corner, so Stevie almost got a little run into the corner there to pass him, but couldn't quite do it. As Bidzster goes to the outside, trying to go around to the outside line now, but then tucks back in. Will he go for a cutback? Yes, he is. He's going for a cutback up on the curb. Bidzster gets a cutback. Oh, Stevie, bang! Loses control, hits him off, and Stevie goes back on, and Bidzster continues, but I don't think that was Stevie's fault, because Stevie just made his own. Well, it was Stevie's fault, but it wasn't his fault. He made a mistake, and Bidzster was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Bidzster will be seeing red mist now. So we'll see what he can do after this. But George has now got Gummy Bear behind. Gummy Bear has been promoted ahead of his teammate now. Remember, Stevie and Gummy Bear teammates in this. Just a little, and Bidzster's right behind Stevie now, Bidzster right behind Stevie. Gummy Bear looking to pass George as well. He's in front. Oh, Gummy Bear's gone off. Gummy Bear goes straight on into the gravel, loses control himself, misses the corner, and goes right back down to 6th place, maybe even worse, as Bidzster then tries to go around the outside of Stevie to get the inside for the next corner. Can't do it. Stevie's still ahead. Gummy Bear's recovered, but he's in 6th place again. As Bidzster and Stevie close together. Lapping Keith there. Keith gentlemanly gets out the way of the pack. Good job there by Keith. Ever the gentleman. Stevie goes very, very deep into clear ways, and that's going to give Bidzster the run out the corner if he can get on the power enough. And George is vulnerable as well. Looks like he went wide also. Stevie closes up to the back of George. He might even go for the inside here. Will Bidzster follow through? He's going to wait it out. Stevie to the inside of George here. Straight through. Bidzster then blocked by George because he had to take his racing line. Stevie then immediately defends the line. And Bidzster goes to the outside of both of them. And Bidzster gets past George there as well. Bidzster slides the car out behind Stevie, almost loses the back of the car. Oh, just about held onto the car there, but Stevie up to 3rd, Bidzster 4th, George down to 5th place there. A bit further back we've got Will and NRP having a nice little scrap here for 10th and 11th after the acrobatic session that Will had earlier. Neil beautifully gets... has Neil lost it, or has he gone out of the way? He's lost it, made a mistake. Neil made a mistake there and he's gone right back down to 11th place, so the first corner, not Neil Farmack's best friend at all. And NRP not making good friends there either, because Neil just hit him out the corner, so not good there. But Stevie still in 3rd place. Meanwhile, just to break off from this a minute, Johnny McMullen, what a lead, 7.5 seconds ahead. Just shows you why you were good in these cars and why you won 3 British titles with this car. Video is in 3rd place, and then we've got Bidzster and Stevie there was trying to get back to the cameras. Bidzster and Stevie together. George goes on the grass. Stevie on the inside. Bidzster to the outside. And Bidzster again can't quite get through past Stevie. Stevie doing a good job here of holding up Bidzster and trying to defend his place. But Bidzster right behind him, not leaving him alone. Goes for the inside into clearways and then just has a little think about it. It puts Stevie off a bit. He goes wide. Bidzster gets a good run on the inside. He's got the run. He did what he needed to do to put Stevie off, and it's worked. Didn't necessarily go for the move into the corner, but moved his car before the corner to make Stevie look in his mirrors and then go offline a bit. And then it's helped Bidzster get a run out of the corner, and Bidzster now safely into 3rd place. Will Stevie make a little comeback here? Oh, he's run a bit wide there. Got to watch the track limits. Dives into Druids. Bidzster lets off the brake a bit just to roll the car into the corner. Slides sideways, side by side down the hill. George loses it again behind, so back down goes George. And Bidzster stays ahead in 3rd. They've got Johnny. They've got Adams to lap here. Johnny Adams to lap. So we'll see how they get past him, as well as Bidzster just slightly ahead of Stevie into the corner. Stevie runs wide. And Bidzster gets a good line out in the corner, so Bidzster pulls away from Stevie slightly here, and he's got the draft from Johnny Adam, who should just about get out of the way. Let's have a see. He's keeping to one side. He's let Bidzster go. Will he let Stevie go before the corner? Yes, he does. So good job there from Johnny Adam. Nice awareness, and making sure he keeps the people happy when he's just joined the sim racing group as well. Good on him. Meanwhile, Will and Neil sat together for 9th and 10th, so we've got Will ahead of Neil Farmack. Will in the orange car, Bidzster's teammate. Neil is Keith's teammate, and he's in 10th, and he's actually the highest up car of that team, so not good point scoring this time for that team. Not good. We go into the corner. By next week we'll all have team names, by the way, guys, so by next week we'll all have team names, so we'll be able to see what funny or comical things that people will come up with. Will goes a bit wide there, but keeps it on the track, as George then under pressure now from Gummy Bear after making those few mistakes. So George then going back into the hand of Gummy Bear, who's wanted to try and get back up the field a bit more. But this was a junior race to be the last lap, but it's not, as Johnny Adam makes a big mistake up ahead, and he gets beautifully out of the way, stays wide at Druids, and lets the guys on the lead lap go ahead. So good stuff there by Johnny Adam, showing he's proving his alertness and his awareness to what's happening around him, which is a good sign. It gives me a bit of a rest, because I don't have to overly intensely watch when they get lapped. As we look a bit further back, we've got Neil and Will and NRP all close together, battling for 9th, 10th and 11th place. Into the Druids hairpin we go. Neil ahead of Will and NRP. NRP looking to challenge Will here. Will looking vulnerable, not enjoying this car as much as the others. Into the bottom bend we go. Will goes very wide there. That'll probably be a track limit penalty. He'll probably have to lift off, and then NRP will end up getting the position. But I don't look like he's got one yet, unless he's waiting until the straight to do it. He's got to be careful not to get a penalty stuck with it as well. As Bidzster and Stevie then still together. Bidzster back into the hands of Stevie here. Must have made a mistake because Bidzster goes wide there. That could be the lift off that Stevie needs. But Stevie's through anyway, and Bidzster has to slot in behind. And let's see if Bidzster does get a slow down penalty for that, whether it's ruined his chances of catching Stevie or not. Oh, Stevie makes a mistake and Bidzster goes to the outside. So Bidzster clearly didn't get a penalty for that. So Bidzster goes round the outside of Stevie and gets 3rd place back. Onto the last lap of the race we go then. Johnny McMullen's already on the last lap. He's coming down towards Graham Hill Bend already, behind the battling Will, NRP and Neil. We'll just put back to the 3rd place battle here between Bidzster and Stevie. Now they're still all good. We've got NRP, Neil and Will. Will's gone to the back of this pack. NRP's up to 10th. And then Johnny McMullen just behind them. But Johnny McMullen, here we are. We're looking at Johnny McMullen's car now. McMullen for his first win of the season in the Formula Fords. Overall first win as well. It's only the race 2. Well done, Johnny McMullen. Wins in the Formula Fords. Congratulations to him. Good win. And more points on the board as well. Video is going to be in 2nd place. Well done to Video, the independent. And then we've got Bidzster just behind him. Bidzster is going to be in 3rd, followed by Stevie in 4th place. Good battle between them most of the race as well. Gummy Bear's jumped George on the line as well, so Gummy Bear up to 5th, George down to 6th. 7th is going to be Blakeney. Blakeney on his own is 7th. Bradders is going to be in 8th, as long as he can keep it on track there. Oh, he's going wide onto the gravel almost. Just about kept away with it. As Neil and NRP and Will come up towards the last corner as well. So it's going to be Blakeney in 7th. Bradders definitely 8th now. Neil 9th. Then we've got NRP and Will going to round off the grid because Adams and Keith have finished. And it's going to be NRP ahead of Will. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now, guys. Okay guys, here's the results from that then. So Johnny McMullen takes victory in the Formula Ford race. Well done to him. Video gets a good 2nd place. 3rd place goes to Bidzster. 4th is Stevie. Gummy Bear takes 5th. George in 6th. 7th is Blake. 8th is Bradders. 9th is Neil Farmack. NRP in 10th. And then we have Will in 11th. Johnny Adam in 12th. And Keith rounds off the 13. So as we come back from that then, there is your winner, Johnny McMullen in the blue Formula Ford there. Well done to Johnny, and we will see you guys next time for race 3 in the Clios. Take care, guys.